Hi, this is Derek. I have a DVD Blu-ray update for you for today. This one, I guess, sort of like my October update, kind of like October, early November. A lot of the stuff I got here is like Halloween kind of title purchases that I got. But first things first, some terrible news. Some terrible news that I feel I have to share with you all. It's something that I was always praying would never happen, but it would seem that my PlayStation 3 is officially on the fritz. It's the beam, the detector thing for the laser, that detects Blu-rays and video games. DVDs seem to work fine on it. And yeah, I've tried all the little tricks and things like that, but it's fucked. So I'll have to bring it in for service. But I'm kind of lazy, so that's on my to-do list. In the meantime, I bought a new Blu-ray player, which I'll show you here. It's not really anything, particularly amazing. It's a Sony, which is kind of cool, though. Best Buy had this on for a pretty good deal. This was $60 for a Blu-ray player. Was kind of cool since it is Sony. Like, it's set up almost exactly like a PlayStation 3, so like the menu is kind of the same. So, pretty cool. So there's that. But new Blu-ray player, kind of cool, and I'll get the PlayStation 3 fixed whenever. So I'll share some of the DVDs I got first, and then some of the Blu-rays. And again, I got a lot of these in October, so a lot of them are horror Halloween kind of titles. One cool thing that I got, actually, it was I went all over. I'll go to my pawn shops, go to HMV, things like that. This one I got, it's a chain store that sells used DVDs called The Beat Goes On. Shout out to The Beat Goes On. And this is pretty cool. It's like a double feature set of John Carpenter's Vampires and Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. So it's a double feature set. This month I did review, or last month I should say, I did review Frankenstein. Didn't review Vampires. I haven't watched it again yet. I haven't seen Vampires since like it was on like pay-per-view in like I guess 1998, 99. So I haven't seen it in a really long time. So I'd be curious to check it out again. But until then, I don't know. Also got VHS. I haven't seen this in a while either. I know it's more of a recent movie, obviously, but this one I found on DVD pretty cheap. So I thought, hey, why not pick it up? So there's that. Another thing I got, just because I kind of convinced myself to get it. Like, I did a review last month on Alien versus Predator, which I very much hated, but it kind of got to me reminding of Paul Thomas Anderson's earlier works, which are much better, and that would be Event Horizon, which I got. And this is actually a pretty decent movie, it is quite inspired by like stuff like Alien and even like kind of like Hellraiser. It feels like Clive Barker could have directed this, so I think that's a good compliment to pay Mr. Anderson. And Lawrence Fishburne is in the movie. Sam Neill, they're great in this movie. Pretty good effects, pretty scary. What is kind of worth noting is that apparently this movie was cut for shit. It was a lot more explicit, a lot more violent, but for whatever reason, studio, snip, snip, snip. So there's a cut out there that's a lot more violent and a lot more bloody, gory, things like that. So it'll be interesting, if it ever surfaces. From what I hear, the original negatives are gone forever. So if it is out there, it's a bootleg version, and it's certainly not good quality. So there's that, unfortunately. But Event Horizon, I think it's a pretty decent movie, actually. So yeah. Gets my seal of approval. Candyman I also bought, but I did a review on this. Really like this movie, so check out my review of Candyman. Tony Todd, Virginia Madsen, can't go wrong. Very good. Another movie where you can go wrong, so wrong that I haven't brought myself to watch it yet. This is One Missed Call. I only got this because I found it pretty cheap, and I was like, okay, it's a horror movie I've never seen. This isn't like the Japanese version. This is like the Edward Burns version. Haven't watched it. It seems already pretty dated, like with like the 2005, 2006 type of cell phones. So I'm sure I'm not missing much. But in case this happens to be like, an awesome movie, please comment. Let me know if I'm missing out. If not, this is probably going to sit on this shelf a little longer. This one is a double feature of some George Clooney earlier movies, Return to Horror High, and Return of the Killer Tomatoes. Return of the Killer Tomatoes, I love, okay? It's an awesome movie. I did a review of that as well. Here's like a cool little insert poster here. Isn't that cool? Return of the Killer Tomatoes. I did a review of that. Check out that review. I have nothing but praise for Return of the Killer Tomatoes. One of my favorites, actually. And Return to Horror High I have not seen, so I don't know. Another one I got, just because there's a sequel that's come out recently, that's kind of getting a lot of buzz around it in like the horror community. It's See No Evil. I know there's some stuff here with Kane, WWE's Kane. I don't know who that is. I don't watch wrestling, but yeah, I mean it should be kind of cool. I think. I don't know. We'll see. Another one I've always really liked, House on Haunted Hill. This is the 1999 remake of the William Castle classic. This is a pretty good movie. I mean, it's not perfect, but I think Jeffrey Rush is really good in it. You know, if there has to be a substitute for Vincent Price, it definitely, you know, Jeffrey Rush, he gets his job done. It's not like a cheesy Vincent Price impression either. He does his own thing, and I think he does a good job in you know bringing this kind of character to the full life here, and pretty you know shocking imagery, scary imagery. So I think it's pretty well done. Not perfect, but I think it's pretty well done. So yeah, another one I haven't seen in a while. Interview with the Vampire. Tom Cruise, Brad Pitt. They're vampires. Pretty good movie. Kirsten Dunst is in this as well. So yeah, they're vampires and shit. You know the story, you know the movie. I haven't seen it in a while, but you know, one thing that I do remember about the movie is, you know, at the very end, I thought was really good. How like Tom Cruise just like hops in the car and he's like, "Blah, here I am." And one of the this is like total side note, but like my favorite thing about this movie has nothing to do with this movie technically, but it's a joke in the movie Bowfinger. If you've seen the movie Bowfinger with Steve Martin and Eddie Murphy, where like it's all about you know the big star won't do their movie, so they're like, okay, let's film him in secret and have our movie come to him, basically. And one of the lines is like, oh, it's perfectly fine. Tom Cruise didn't even know he was in that vampire movie till like years after. I thought that was pretty funny. Anyway, check out Bowfinger and Interview with a Vampire too. Yeah, another movie. This is a fucked up movie. I can't wait to watch this again. The Loved Ones, an Australian or New Zealand horror movie. This is just fucked up. Really, really intense movie. I might want to review this, so I won't go into too much further detail. But this is probably one of the better recent horror movies to come out in recent years. Definitely an intense and unpredictable, I think, an awesome movie. Very, very cool. I like it. Another one that I got. I think this one was 99 cents. It's 1408. John Cusack, Samuel L. Jackson. Stephen King adaptation. Very good movie. I haven't seen this since it was in theaters, actually. So I look forward to seeing it again. I like John Cusack a lot. I think he's a really good actor. And obviously Samuel Jackson. Who doesn't love Samuel Jackson? This is a PG-13 rated movie, but I think, you know, the crown that Samuel Jackson gets to wear is that he does let out the F-bomb in this movie. Because PG-13 movies, they are allowed at least one F-bomb. And he says, "It's an evil fucking room." So, yeah, you get him, Sam. You drop those F-bombs. I'm just saying, there's not been any Avengers movies, any Marvel movie. He hasn't said it once in any of those movies. What the fuck? Anyway, another movie I also haven't seen since theaters, which is a little bit longer. White Noise. Remember White Noise? Kind of fade into obscurity, I guess. Not really talked about that much, but this one I remember being really excited for, mainly because, you know, hey, it's Michael Keaton. He's back, man. And he's Batman. Haha. And, well, I mean, that was exciting, because he goes up into a mountain somewhere and, like, meditates for, like, 5 years, and he comes back down and does a movie. Really excited for Birdman, by the way. So that should be soon. And it's an okay movie. It's interesting, actually, you know, about spirits channeling in, you know, the white noise are electronics. I think it's an interesting concept, so I'll have to watch it again. It's been like 10 years since I've seen it, so whatever. Speaking of not demons, but spirits and electronics, Poltergeist is another movie I picked up for October. This one I was kind of hesitant about picking up because the thing is I've avoided watching this movie, at least watching it again. I mean, because I always felt it had some kind of like bad mojo behind it. Like, you always hear the stories about how they used real skeletons and that like fucked shit up and cursed the cast. There's stories behind it, which I won't get into that. But I don't know if I even believe that either. Like, oh, we use real skeletons because they're cheaper than plastic ones. Really, Steven Spielberg is your producer. Are you expecting me to believe that shit? I don't know. But I will watch it again. I think it's a really good movie. Great special effects. For a PG-13 rated horror movie, directed by Tobe Hooper, who did Texas Chainsaw. I mean, come on. I think it's a very well done movie. Another movie. I think I've gotten out of the horror now, but another one I picked up because I'm still picking up Robin Williams movies. This one I got Jack, the one where he's a 40-year-old. Body, a 10-year-old in a 40-year-old's body. Basically, he has the accelerated aging disease, and I don't know. It's not a bad movie. I think Robin Williams is really good in it. Like, he does really sell that he is, this child mind, showing like a child's personality in his very real 40-year-old body, and kind of dealing with his own mortality in a way that a 10-year-old would. They can't quite grasp it. Like, and it's weird. Like, the thing is, like, and I even knew this as a kid, but this movie, it's hard to say whether it is for kids or for adults. So I remember watching it as a kid. I'm like, is this supposed to be for me? Is this a kid's movie? And because I think, for the most part, it's probably too mature for kids, but at the same time, it's a little too saccharine for adults. So I don't know. This is a movie that can't really find its appropriate tones, can't really find its appropriate audience. So there's some flaws with this movie, to say the least. But I don't think it's bad. And it's strange still that Francis Ford Coppola directed it. The Godfather, directed The Conversation, directed The Godfather Part 2, directed Dracula, and Apocalypse Now. So some of those are among the best films ever made. So interesting that he would do this tiny, tiny movie. And it's not like they, are putting it on like and from the director of The Godfather. No, not like that. But I don't know. It's just kind of strange little tidbit, I guess. Other movie I got here, one of the best movies ever, I think. Raising Arizona, Nicolas Cage, one of my favorite actors. Of course, Joel and Ethan Coen film. One of their earlier movies. Just a fantastic movie. I'd want to probably do a more in-depth review on this, but this is a fucking Nicolas Cage. You're the best. I love him. Anyway, another movie I got, also one of the funniest comedies I've seen, and that's Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy, and Jamie Lee Curtis is in the movie, playing the lady of the evening. They're all great. What a great trio in that movie. I think it's a very entertaining movie. And I think it was John Landis who directed it. He knows great comedy, things like that. So I'm probably going to save watching this again until Christmas, because it is kind of more of a Christmas movie, sort of. But yeah. Also one of the best movies ever. Empire Records. This movie's fucking awesome. This has like been on my list for a while of like, why don't you have this movie? Why don't you get this movie next time you see it? It's been on that list for a while. Finally got it. DVD, not too expensive, but this movie's fucking awesome. I'll say no more than that. You gotta check it out. Fucking Liv Tyler. Fucking Renee Zellweger. Anthony LaPaglia. Fucking amazing movie. Great movie. Yeah. So now we come to the Blu-rays for October and early November that I got. This, obviously, I already did a video on this, so I'm not going to talk too much, God forbid I talk for 27 minutes about this, and that's the Halloween Complete Collector's Set, which I got. I did a review on it, an update video, and as you can see, I fucking ripped it, and I can't get it back together again. All the King's Horse, all the King's Men, can't put my Anchor Bay set back together again. I did a review on this, so not much more else to say. Also did a review on this, or unboxing DVD update on this Alien 35th Anniversary Edition, so check those videos out too. Other Blu-ray I got, I did a review on this as well. Carrie, found this DVD or Blu-ray pretty cheap. Didn't like the movie, wasn't crazy about it. This I also got. I got this off Amazon. It was pretty cheap. It was $6 on Amazon, and that's Lords of Salem, the Rob Zombie film. I didn't do a review on this. Don't know if I will, but here's my piece on Lords of Salem. Whew. Oh boy. Fuck. Oh, so bad. So bad. If you thought Halloween 2 was bad, I hated it. Not a fan of this movie. Not good. I don't want to see any more. I don't want to unwrap any more gifts from Rob Zombie. I'm done with Rob Zombie. Anyway, another movie I also did a review on this, Snowpiercer. As I recall, I did a review of this, and I don't know, it feels like I did mention that I wanted to get this. So in my review, I mentioned that I wanted to get the Blu-ray eventually. It feels like just yesterday. I'd like to take a look at it again. I've only seen it the one time, so maybe there will be times, when I get an opportunity to see it again. I think I will end up buying it when it does come to Blu-ray. But yeah, anyway, great movie. Check it out if you haven't already, and check out my review too if you want to give that a look. Also, this was actually extremely cheap on Amazon as well. This was $5 for a Blu-ray, and this is a new release. This is the 40th anniversary, Young Frankenstein, classic Mel Brooks movie, just an absolute masterpiece of comedy, I think. Just such a fantastic movie, one of the funniest movies ever, and one of the greatest spoofs ever. So I can't believe I got it this cheap on Amazon, but I'm glad I did, and this is a very enjoyable movie. I think I'd want to review that too at some point. And finally, last but not least, one of the greatest movies ever, in my opinion, and also a movie that's okay. That's Ghostbusters 1 and 2 on Blu-ray, and this is the Digibook pack here. So we got some, did I show my code there? But there's books and booklet. There's a booklet in it. Anyway, very interesting, I know. But yeah, check this movie out. I checked out the first one. Transfer looks really good. I haven't seen the second one yet, but I would imagine it is as good as the other Transfer. So anyway, that's my DVD Blu-ray update. Ghostbusters, great set. Definitely, this is $20. You got to check it out. But yeah, that's my Blu-ray DVD update. So thanks very much for watching. Until next time, see you later.